And welcome back to the Gary Russen program, middle of the week edition, here on GJRB Online, the semi-freestyle edition of the Gary Russen program on GJRB Online here on Spreaker. And thank you so much for tuning into the program and joining me here on the show as we continue GRP here on a Wednesday afternoon. And I've got a great show lined up. Hope you're enjoying the program wherever you're listening across America here on GJRB Online. And we are doing 50 minutes now. 50 minutes of non-stop talk and music and stuff like that. So stay with me here on GJRB Online. And this is where we have fun and talk a lot about music, news, talk, stuff like that. So we got 50 minutes of non-stop talk coming your way here on GJRB Online. And glad you could be on the air with us today and bring you this show. And we're doing 40. We're gonna do some nice talk here. Well over 50 minutes, complete non-stop talk here on GJRB Online, talking music, and let's continue our. That means Facebook, Twitter, Google, Facebook, Twitter, MeWe. This is where we're gonna kind of go through and find stories on the GJRB Online. This is our show where we do that. It's continuous talk. It's 50 minutes of talking music. It's all kinds of stuff that we do here on the program, and bring you news and talk and talk about what people post on Facebook. We go through Facebook main page and also on Twitter's main page and see what people are posting and what they're talking about as we go down the line a little bit. CBN reporting on the AM News Watch, probably talking about the hurricane, and we're talking about that one. Let's go down the page a little bit. A lot of CBN news here. We're going to see what this is about later, but we're going to go further down the page and see what else we can find. That's Wayne Pierce, Mike Cable. That's cool. I like that setup. He's got a nice system there. Absolutely fabulous. Let's go down the page a little bit here. Facebook being cooperative and non-cooperative, as always. It's the way it is. Oh, interesting. Well, look at this. Florida man parks his smart car in his kitchen so it won't blow away during Dorian. That's... Well, I guess they're smart enough to do that. During Category 2 storm, this guy parked his smart car in his kitchen. Is that intelligent or what? Or it might not be intelligent. I mean, here we go. He's going to park his smart car in his kitchen. Yeah, interesting. This is as the Hurricane Dorian goes through Florida. This guy did it. He was afraid his car was going to blow away, so he parked it in his kitchen. Now they're preparing for the worst. This guy decided to do that as a massive Category 5 hurricane. Patrick Eldridge was concerned that his smart car would blow away in the storm due to strong high wind gusts, so he decided to bring it inside and park it in his kitchen. Patrick's wife Jessica shared the photo in a tiny car sitting comfortably in the kitchen on his Facebook page. She said, quote, "My husband was afraid his car would blow away and my car is in the garage." According with the Hurricane Dorian. The smart car will fit plenty of room to spare, and the couple still had enough space to use their kitchen during the storm. By the time Dorian finally reached Florida, it had been downgraded to a Category 2, but still brought some heavy rains and flooding to the area. Rain as it slowly inched up to the coastline toward Georgia and South Carolina. yeah, he parked his car, his smart car, in the kitchen during the storm because he was afraid it was going to blow away. One of those cars are small enough. I would imagine that he could do that. Not sure how smart it is, but he could do that. I'm not sure exactly if that is a good idea, but there you go. Parked it right in there. Yeah. Okay. What do you think of that one? I guess he had a good reason to, but you have to wonder if, yeah. Okay. Caramel can say, Ed, good. Thank you for, how you doing, good sir? Yeah, he should not have bought a Matchbox car. Yeah, that's probably true. This car's, my sister-in-law had one. And I gotta say, sometimes, you gotta look at that car and say, it does remind me of, I don't know why, every time I look at one of those smart cars, it reminds me of Urkel. Don't ask me why, but it reminds me of Urkel, okay? It's like he's going to get out of the front. You know how they had some of those where the door was in the front? Darn thing reminds me of Urkel. Steve Urkel. It does. Anyhow, let's go down the line a little bit here. I want to go back to my main news page. So sometimes what I have to do is go back into my main Facebook page. I'm going to click out of that. I want to click, well, no, maybe not. I've already got 2 pages there, so I'm going to go ahead and click out of that one because I was right there anyway. And we're going to be joining Twitter pretty soon with some more stories. Just kind of sliding down the page here. Let's see what other stories we can find. Let's see. As I go down the page here. Not too much going on here. So I pick and choose stories as I go down the page. Let's see. Anyway, more stories on Dorian than anything else on here today. It seems like every time I turn around, there's more stories on that hurricane. It's just fascinating how that is. Let's see. Any other interesting ones here? Britain's parliament is facing a second straight day of political turmoil today as lawmakers fought Prime Minister Boris Johnson's plan to deliver Brexit in less than 2 months, no matter what. Yeah, their Prime Minister, and I thought they already did the Brexit. I already thought that was done. I thought for sure that was already done. But apparently, I guess it's not. I thought for sure that was... didn't they just pull out of that, not too long ago? Explain to me this one, because I don't understand. I mean, I thought we already departed the Britain thing. I don't know. Maybe I was wrong there. I had no idea. But anyhow, that's what they're saying here. The political turmoil going on as Boris Johnson pushes the new election after the Brexit defeat. Britain's parliament faced the second straight day of political turmoil today as lawmakers fought Prime Minister Boris Johnson's plan to deliver Brexit in less than 2 months, no matter what. The House Commons is confronting Johnson over the insistence that the UK leave the EU in October 31st, even without withdrawal agreements. Opposition lawmakers are trying now very fast to track a law that would block a no-deal departure. Johnson condemned it as a surrender bill and said that if the bill passed this week, he would call it a general election in October 15th, taking the message directly to the people in his bid to deliver Brexit. Mr. Speaker, as a honorable lady, knows very well the government will take this country out of the European Union on October 31st. That's a quote. I'm thinking that's a quote from Johnson himself. He said there's only one thing that stands in our way, and that is the surrender bill currently being proposed by the leader of the opposition. But it's unclear whether Johnson and the votes to trigger the election, which needs the approval of a 2/3 of the 650 House of Common lawmakers. In fact, many things are unclear. Professor Catherine Bernard of European Union Law in Cambridge said, quote, we are highly uncharted waters. Nobody knows what's going on or what's going to happen next, and the bill has got to pass through the House of Commons, which of course is already not certain, and then he's got to pass it through the House of Lords, and that is also not assured. Meanwhile, the word today is that the Bank of England, that the potential impact on the British economy is a no-deal Brexit is now less severe because of the preparations that have been made since last year. So, interesting. Went on to say that Bank Governor Mark Carney said he believed that the no-deal Brexit would see the economy shrink by 5.5% rather than 8% previously predicted. So, interesting. I don't know. I guess I thought that they did this Brexit already, but apparently I guess they have to vote on it or something. Not really sure, but your comments are welcome on that one. You're listening to the Gary Russen program, and this is our midweek edition. Hope you're enjoying it. This is the middle of the week show, and I'm going to try to put this in place of our Saturday one for a while, because like I told you before, there's not going to be no more Saturday extra for a while due to the football season. So I'm going to kind of move the show and see if we can try a Wednesday middle of the week show for a while instead. Because we're not doing any Bible study. Now next week I gotta go to the doctor's. My wife has to go to the doctor's, so I'm gonna go with her. So there will be no show next week. But I will be on probably the following week. Just depends on, what's going on and what's happening family wise, But it's going to be that, and then of course tomorrow we're going to broadcast. I'm going to try to broadcast, and I'm hoping maybe Ed's listening. Ed, so tomorrow I'm going to be on the air for a while. I'm going to be trying a live broadcast from GJRB's second studio. I have another studio at the Church of Christ here in Clinton. And it's a brand new studio. I'm going to be broadcasting from there for a while tomorrow. And then I'm going to be on Friday. Friday, we're going to be doing jazz. I'm doing jazz on Friday. The wave of smooth jazz, and then smooth afternoon, Friday afternoon, 3 o'clock, right here on GJRB Online. So tune in for that. It's going to be good. All your favorite jazz music. I love that music. Smooth afternoon. New emerging artists. Some of your favorite jazz, including music from George Benson. And I've got some more good music. So hope you'll tune in for that broadcast. Smooth afternoon live. And that's on Friday. And then Saturday will not be on until 3 o'clock. And we're going to be doing the best of jazz. Brand new jazz music. Got some classic jazz. Got some more music from Dizzy Gillespie. I've been looking around for some more stuff. And I'm going to be doing some really good stuff coming up. And then Swing Time is coming back too. I've got a few profiles I'm working on. One on Xavier Cugat, And I'm looking at some more music from Tommy Dorsey and Glenn Miller and stuff like that. I wouldn't have done that. I have a show I did long time ago about Glenn Miller, but I don't think I have it anymore. I used to have it, but I think it got erased. It was on a tape. I had put it on a transferred a long time ago. When I was back in the other studios, I had it transferred to a old cassette tape, and I think it accidentally got the eraser button accidentally got pushed or something, but I lost a good majority of that program, so I don't have it anymore. But otherwise, I have some great big band and jazz coming up, so tune in for that here on GJRB Online. And I've got a lot of really good programs on the way as I'm working on various different kinds of stuff, different kinds of music. The return of Radioland, I'm working on that one. I've got some shows picked for that one. One of them, and I'll have to pull that up. I'll talk about that next hour, some of the programs I got set up and planned for GJRB. So stay tuned for that. And we're going to be pausing for station identification and a local break here pretty soon. And then on the other side, I'll be right back. I've got some more really good stuff coming up here on GJRB Online, so stay tuned. The last hour of our program, and I will be bringing you some more stuff. So keep it here on GJRB Online. This is the Gary Russen program, midweek edition. The middle of the road program, whatever you want to call it, the middle of the week. We call over the hump day, one day away from Friday kind of thing. Kind of midweek, just kind of touch bases on what's going on in the news. Keep informed of happenings across America. And yeah, he's still here. And not yet. Trying to plot an AM exit plan. Okay, interesting. Still here. Okay. What we're talking about, though, is talking about Brexit. And I thought for sure that they had, maybe that's what he was referring to. I'm going to check out some more social site pages. I'm going to be going over to Twitter, see what's going on over there. So I'm going to open up the Twitter here and pull that up. Usually have to sign in real quick. As we're doing the scroll through social media here on GJRB Online, thanks a lot for tuning in. The Gary Russen program here on GJRB Online here on Spreaker. Let's do weather on the 5s, and then we'll head into Twitter and take a look at some temperatures in different key cities. Let's do that and see what's going on. Los Angeles, California right now, 93 degrees and sunny, 70 in Cedar Rapids, Iowa. Des Moines checking in at 71 degrees right now. Clinton, Iowa here, we're at 68. We'll take a look at your weather locally here at Clinton in the next hour. Salem, Massachusetts checking in with 83 degrees. And Paducah, Kentucky right now at 91 degrees and partly cloudy. Houston, Texas at 94 degrees and partly cloudy. Fairbanks, Alaska is cool 53 degrees. In Port St. Lucie, Florida, 86 degrees, 89 degrees in Tampa, Florida. Weather on the 5s, 25 and 45 minutes past the hour on all music shows, 25 and 55 talk shows, or any time in the hour that ends in 5 when we're really getting into stuff. And I don't get around to getting the weather, and we pass that weather window. Usually I just do it any time in the next 5 to do the weather. So weather on the 5s right here on GJRB Online here on Spreaker. Hey, thanks a lot for tuning into the show. Hope you're enjoying it no matter where you're listening to here on GJRB Online. We're doing 50 minutes of nonstop talk, and I thank you so much for tuning into the show. We're heading into the final part, and it's usually the home stretch, and that's where we do my favorite parts, including my Spreaker podcast and Spreaker listener shout-outs. We'll be doing that next hour. And that's brought to you by Spreaker, where you too can be on the radio like me here on Spreaker. That's Spreaker, Spreaker, and broadcast to the world. And let's see. We got a lot of stuff coming up, so I hope you'll stay with me. This is GJRB Online. This is the Gary Russen program, midweek edition.
Recently, the owner of Facebook had to face comments over personal information on Facebook users. In addition, users were saying that their postings were being deleted. Getting sick and tired of your censorship and your data being used without your permission? Do something about it now. Come to MeWe, the internet social site that values your freedom. No more deleted postings. Make a step to freedom. Sign up today. It's easy. Go to www.mewe.com. That's M-E-W-E. MeWe, the internet's free speech social site.
America's Street Music is back on GJRB Bluegrass with the Grass Golds, Bill Monroe and his Bluegrass Boys, and so much more. So it's time to bring it back, and on more often. It's Bluegrass Jubilee Freestyle, with all the great songs you heard before, and some new up-and-coming stars with some emerging bluegrass. Also, some all-time gospel favorites too.
On GJRB.
End times are upon us, and we need to know what's happening. Knowing the truth is key to survival. There are lots of news events going on in the world that have certain significance to end-time happenings. Listen, as men and women gather to discuss the news and how it lines up with Bible prophecy on the last 7 days. Uploaded as a podcast Wednesdays and run live every third Friday at 12 o'clock noon Central on GJRB. Suicide's increasing among the youth, and many of them playing suicide games. This has to stop. Parents, watch your kids, and if you feel there's something going on and they are considering suicide, please talk to them. Help them. And if it seems hopeless, call the National Suicide Prevention Lifeline. That number is 1-800-273-8255. They can help. It's free and confidential. Your call will be answered by a trained counselor in a local crisis center. The National Suicide Prevention Lifeline can help. There's a problem on our roads today, and that is the safety of our children boarding and getting off the bus on busy roads. That problem is drivers who don't stop for a school bus when the arm is out, the lights are flashing, and the stop sign is out, leaving kids in danger of getting hit. Violators of this law could get a suspension of their driver's license and a $250 fine. When you see a school bus stop at a corner, letting off kids, stop 25 feet away from the bus. Don't take that chance. A public service announcement from the National Highway Safety Administration and GJRB Online.
If you're a new emerging artist and want your songs out there, the place to go is Reverb Nation. Reverb Nation, a website totally devoted to new music from new artists from every town and every state in the U.S. If you're a solo artist and recording your own music, it's Reverb Nation. Stop on by, visit, listen to the music, check out the site, www.reverbnation.com. Put your music out there and gain an audience. Go to Reverb Nation for the best in new music. And remember, if you like your songs played on GJRB Online is up and coming, drop me an email at GaryChase65@yahoo.com. And I'll be playing your song on all GJRB Online shows. Remember the name, Reverb Nation.
That sound more like everyone else than anyone else.
Hey, all right, it's Kip Casper.
Spreaker is the website which turns anyone into a radio DJ. Log on to Spreaker.com for listening to thousands of radio channels and start creating your own radio today.
This is the GJRB Online Network. Hey, a little bit after 5 o'clock Central Daylight Time, 5:02 is exactly, 6:02 Eastern, 3:02 Pacific. And you're listening to the Gary Russen program, midweek edition, the Over the Hump Day show here on GJRB Online. Thanks a lot for tuning in. And we got some really good stuff coming up in this last hour of the program, including our regular shout-outs coming up. So I hope you'll tune in for that. Our Spreaker shout-outs are always fun to do. I like, getting out and doing that shout-out stuff. As we're doing 50 minutes of non-stop talk and music here on GJRB Online in the Gary Russen program. And we're rolling with the show here in our last part of the show, our last hour of our program. So I want to thank you so much for tuning in. I'd like to thank Ed Delgado for stopping in. And earlier at the beginning of the show, we had Blake Myers in on the show. It was fun. Blake Myers was in here earlier. So I'm hoping maybe we'll have him as a featured guest on a future show. Although I don't know if it's going to be on a weekday show. It might have to be one of those Saturday ones I tried between football games. We will be back on Saturdays whenever the Iowa Hawkeyes are on a bye week. And we'll do a show when it's opened over on our 88.9 frequency. Now, Ed, as I was telling you before, I have more than one station doing different I flip frequencies on that 9-foot signal, and I'm over on 107.9 today. 107.9, which is my Talk FM 108 signal, and doing this show. And then I go on the other frequency whenever, so that I could still do a show even though the Cubs play. If I had another transmitter, if I had more than these, I'd be having multiple broadcasts going on at the same time. But I don't have that capability, so it's either one of the stations that I will broadcast on. And today it's 107.9, Talk FM 108. And this is where we have a good time talking about different things. We're doing our scroll through social media, and we just got into Twitter. So we're going to roll with that now as we continue our scroll through social media. And a lot of interesting stuff here on sports. Miami Dolphins back head coach Brian Flores' decision to go with veteran quarterback Ryan Fitzpatrick is a starter against Baltimore this coming up. We're going to talk about that one. Let's see, with a little sports here, our casual sports talk segment. Let's see, we got here. What else? More on Hurricane Dorian, and it looks like President Trump there. President Trump's clinging to the idea that Alabama faced a big threat from Hurricane Dorian. Let's see, what else do we have here? California man arrested for allegedly selling a rapper Mac Miller drugs laced with fentanyl days before his death. The U.S. Drug Enforcement Administration announced this on Wednesday. Oh, now this is interesting. Let's check this out. Let's see here. According to CNN, California man was arrested for allegedly selling rapper Mac Miller drugs laced with fentanyl days before his death. The U.S. Drug Enforcement Administration announced this on Wednesday. Authorities say that 23-year-old Cameron James Pettit and others agreed to sell Miller, whose name given was Malcolm James McCormick, 30 milligrams of Oxycontin pills, as well as cocaine and Xanax, approximately 2 days before he was found dead in September of 2018. Pettit, a resident of the Hollywood Hills neighborhood in Los Angeles, allegedly gave Miller counterfeit Oxycontin pills that contain fentanyl, a powerful synthetic opioid that is 50 times more potent than heroin, according to a DEA press release. Authorities believe Miller was snorted these pills prior to his death, as the release added that. The Los Angeles County Department of Medical Examiner coroner determined November 2018 that the 26-year-old rapper died with mixed drugs toxicity, and the drugs in Miller's system included fentanyl, cocaine, and ethanol. Gasoline? That's the gasoline, isn't it? Holy cow. Really? Oh, man. Let's see. McCormick's, they let you supply McCormick this. Now, this is according to a release, but there's a quote here saying that while another alleged drug dealer allegedly supplied McCormick with other drugs prior to his death, according to the affidavit, his narcotics did not contain fentanyl. Pettit had been charged with 1 count of distribution of controlled substance, and he is expected to make his initial court appearance on Wednesday afternoon, that's probably today, at the United States District Court of Los Angeles. Wow. So here we go. This whole thing with drugs is just, it's getting pathetic, folks. I'm telling you. I don't know. Maybe it's me, but I'm saying that the drug abuse is getting worse, not better. It's terrible. Some of the stories we didn't cover last hour, and we're going to get to those because I wanted to get to those right now. And that's the story that I thought was real interesting. Going down the page here, and I wanted to find it because this is interesting. I like this one. A new group launching right now. A new group launching to warn young people about socialism. Now, I think this is a great idea. This is a new group. Let's see. As soon as I can pull it down, so I can read the article. Here we go. New group. Popularity of socialism in the United States is on the rise, especially with young people. A recent Gallup poll said 58% of American ages 18 to 34 think socialism is good for the country, and the Democratic Socialist politicians like Senator Bernie Sanders, the main commie, Yoda, Representative Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez Ochostincos, enjoy broad support of millennial and Generation Z voters. Morgan Zager is determined to change their minds. Morgan Zager, Zegers, Zagers, is determined to change their minds. 22-year-old Zager recently founded a nonprofit organization called Young Americans Against Socialism. It's aimed at using social media to expose the failures of socialism and make capitalism cool again. Socialism is such a threat to this country, according to Zegers. He told Fox News, "It really troubles me." She added, "People in America don't realize how good we have it. Sure, we have some problems, but we need to be fixed, but socialism is not going to do that." As some of the biggest opponents to the rise of socialism include hardened Cold Warriors, Cuban expats, and Republican lawmakers sounding the alarm about the fundamental shift in the country's economic philosophy. The daughter of a U.S. Army Colonel Arthur Zegers, the fourth, an Operation Iraqi Freedom veteran, has been involved in the politics since high school in upstate New York, where she became the youngest known officer of the state's Veterans Foreign Wars Ladies Auxiliary, and enjoying her time at the American University of Washington, D.C., she founded the Freedom Flags, a small woodworking business that sells handcrafted wooden American flags, and became involved in making YouTube videos. Absolutely fabulous. Now, there is a real patriot. Absolutely fabulous. And I think that she should do that. Let's warn these youngsters today that, socialism is not great. Socialism is not the way to go. Absolutely fabulous. I like that idea. I think she ought to do it. Absolutely great. I'm for it. Let's hope that would increase. Full support of that idea. Meanwhile, let's see what other stories we got coming up as we continue. Thinking about trying, I've been kind of playing around with this idea for some time now. There's a lot of missing children out there. There's an Amber Alert right now in Pennsylvania for a missing toddler. And now it was found dead in Blairsville, which is somewhere near Pittsburgh. Sad story there. And, I'm going to keep an eye on that and see if we can come up with some kind of story there about missing children. I think that would be a good idea. Meanwhile, let's talk about this one. So, 11-year-old boy has made Trump a hero and now is being banned from school because she chose Trump as her hero. 11-year-old student said the teacher told her that she wasn't allowed to select the President Donald Trump as her hero in a school project because he spread negativity and said bad stuff about women. Valerie Moscato told News 12 Long Island that her 11-year-old daughter, Bella Moscato, a 6th grader at Samoset Middle School, and let's pronounce that, Ronkonkoma, New York, wanted to choose President Donald Trump as her hero in the project, but Moscato stated that Bella idolizes President Trump since she was 8, and even dressed up as Trump for another school project. A project she had when she was in the 3rd grade. Now she decided to select Trump as her hero for her project the first time round. Her teacher immediately shut her down on the idea. Teaching said that Trump spreads negativity, says bad stuff about women in front of the class and another teacher. Bella told her mother that the teacher, who had not been named, also told her that President Barack Obama would be acceptable instead of Donald Trump. Well, that doesn't surprise me any. Here you go. The communist left telling you who should be chosen as a hero. Here we go again. Yep. Imagine that. So you can't choose Donald Trump as your hero because you can't have that. No, it's not right. So, your comments are welcome. This is Gary Russen. You're listening to the Gary Russen program on GJRB Online. We'll be right back with more of this craziness after we take this break on the GJRB Online Network. Hang on.